Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hola.
I'm Luria Petrucci from geekslife.com. Welcome to a star-studded.
Oh, we're saying hello? Hi.
We're off to a great
All
start.
right, off to a great start. You know, this technology is awesome, right? That allows us to come together from all over the world. As you can see, we have everybody from the cast of Sense8. This is a Netflix original series called Sense8, and these are 8 strangers in the characters that are all over the world who find themselves just suddenly and inexplicably connected to each other. And they're in a fight for their own survival. So it's an emotional, I'm not sure if we're on or not, but we're going to continue going. Sorry? Shannon? All right. As I was saying, it is an emotional journey through the discovery of what's happening to them. And already they've gained a huge support system, a fan base, and it's an amazing journey.
Hey, I'm gonna interrupt real fast. Because there's sort of like a really big elephant in the room right now.
Yes.
I think that's season 2. We're getting a lot of questions from people on Twitter, social media about season 2, and we just want to say right off the bat that season 2 has not yet been confirmed. Just wanted to let you know that, but we all care about the show so much. We're really passionate about it. Netflix is too. And if you have any questions about season 2, the best thing to do would be to ask the folks at Netflix. So that's all I got.
Fair enough. Thank you so much for that clarification. You know, what I love about this series is that regardless of what you are, who you are, where you are in the world, and what your walk of life is, there is something for everybody to enjoy. There's a character to really get involved in and feel that emotional journey with. So let's, because there's been such a connection with the fan base and the viewers, I want to just kick off with a bunch of questions. Now, Netflix knows that the series is based on fans, you know, that's why the success is there, is because of the viewers. So they know that, and they wanted to come to you and give you a chance to get to know the actors, and also for the actors to get a chance to know you guys, the viewers. So we have a ton of questions. We went straight to social media and asked you what you wanted to know from these guys, and so let's dig right on in. So Amel, what's the fan involvement been like, the passion that you've been experiencing?
It's been amazing. You know? I mean, social network is a real platform for audiences to have their own voice, and to hear how many people have connected with the show from various walks of life, like you said, and different cultural backgrounds and different lenses, and all connecting under this idea of empathy and love and the way the world is meant to move forward. And so it's been really amazing to see that, and then actually to be stopped on the streets and people to be really said that they're really moved by the show, and also such a cast of diverse and actual brilliant actors and very good performances helmed by the Wachowskis. So I loved it.
That's awesome. Now, Miguel, how do you feel? This actually comes from Juliana on Twitter. She wants to know how you feel representing people who aren't really commonly seen in Hollywood productions.
I never thought about that when I played the character, because I don't know the Hollywood industry yet. So what I can see is that in Spain we had a dictatorship, and there's many people that coming from the past, so one generation before me, that they have suffered a big repression, not by themselves, by the government. So I could feel that. After that, I could know a bit about that. After that, after the dictatorship, many directors, many like Pedro Almodóvar and many artists, they were talking about the freedom, the authenticity, and it was a big explosion and celebration of authenticity in Spain. So I become from a generation that has celebrated that from the beginning, and in a way, I could feel through many stories that I have heard from my past generation what that meant. But I always thought about Lorca, about Montgomery Clift, or about people that they were repressed in a moment that it was a tough moment, I guess, for people to come out.
Yeah. Did you feel like did you have to do some research on that? Did you talk to anybody who was in that experience?
No. I mean, to be honest, no. In Spain, no, I didn't have. I think talking to Lana, I understood what she wanted to represent and what she wanted to portray, and I just let myself to go with her directions, and I put all of me, I did what I can do to be as real as possible and try to represent something that matters nowadays.
Absolutely, and you all have done a fantastic job at that. You all represent, like I said earlier, a different walk of life and different people going through different journeys, and that's what's so powerful, I think, about this series is that connection that you can have with what you're going through. Not only the senses connection, but just being who you are. You know, there's a strong feeling of being comfortable with who you are in the end. Now, Tuppence, to
be honest about something, I think I can, as an actor, I have many fears, and I've been dealing with many fears that I think I can connect with little. So it was easy to connect with the fear of not being yourself or trying to think that the people is gonna feel disappointed when they really know you and see that you're not as cool as the character you represent. So I saw myself many times in my life doing interviews and trying to pretend that I was super good. but then I was very afraid, and the interviews went so bad. So I in that.
Absolutely. You know, it's human. People want to be. People are just driven towards people like them, and that's that human element to it. So, Tuppence, actually, 21 titles on Twitter. Actually, wanted to know from you how you felt having to become Riley, and what is it hard to portray somebody with such a painful and dark past.
Yeah, I mean, I think every character you ever play has a different approach, and I think even aside from all the emotional stuff we had to explore, the first challenge was playing someone from a country that I'd actually never visited, and I didn't know much about before I started it, so I did a bit of research, firstly on how to do the accent, watched lots of YouTube videos, and hopefully I didn't offend any Icelanders with the terrible accent. But, so that was the first hurdle, and then I suppose it's a mixture. Whenever you're portraying any character, there will be some things that you can draw on from your own life, and then there's some things which I would never have experienced. You know, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched the show, but there's a lot of things that Riley goes through which I haven't gone through. I think it was just being guided by the Wachowskis, really. They're so sensitive with how they direct and very clear about their vision, and I felt in really safe hands. So they kind of guided us through and made the story make sense for us. And even though it was so bitty and we were filming in so many different countries and repeating scenes in different countries and filming out of order, it felt like they always had a very kind of clear through line and helped us stay on track with that. So yeah, I just feel like it's easier to be emotional and to trust your directors, when you have such understanding directors and such an amazing cast around you, it's sort of it really helps, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, I can imagine you're talking about having that whole vision and keeping you guys all on track. The fact that you shot in so many different places all around the world. In fact, all of you are joining us from different locations around the world right here and now. Let's go through that just to give everybody a sense of how worldwide this show is. So, Mel, where are you joining us from? You play Kathy.
I'm in New York City in Harlem right now.
Awesome. And Duna Bay, you play Sun.
Yes. Yes, I play Sun.
And where are you joining us from today?
Sorry?
Where are you joining us from today?
I'm in Paris, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And where did you shoot your locations?
Seoul, yeah. And, yeah, we shot Seoul stuff in Seoul, my city. Yeah.
Fantastic. Jamie Clayton, Nomi, otherwise known as, where are you joining us from?
Los Angeles.
Fantastic. And Tina Desai as Kala.
I'm in Mumbai. Bombay, Mumbai.
And Tuppence, who we heard from, as Riley.
London.
Oh, yes, London. Very cool. Sorry.
At least I think I'm in London.
Yes. Max Reimelt as Wolfgang. Where are you joining us?
I'm from Berlin, and I'm here in Berlin, too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Miguel Angel Silvestri, you play Lito in the series.
I'm in Madrid, Spain. 40 degrees Celsius here, so I'm sweating.
And Brian J. Smith, you play Will in the series. I hear you're also in New York?
I'm actually about 10 blocks away from Amel.
What is going on? Why aren't you together?
I know. We didn't get, the emails were clashing.
I know, we tried. Our schedules are, oh boy.
Just so busy, you know.
And wait a second, who is that with you?
Oh, this is my girl. This is Cassie. She's gonna help me with the really difficult questions today. So.
Oh, awesome! Well, welcome, Cassie.
He says thank you.
Yes. Now, so let's get back to the viewer questions. And now that we know where all of you are shooting from, and like you were saying earlier, it's the fact that it is so broad. I can imagine the trials that they had to go through to put all the pieces together. So a job well done for the creators of the show. So coming in from Twitter, Klausus actually wanted to know, Brian, you were a protector in SGU and now in Sense8. Do you feel a sense of responsibility because of all of these roles that you play?
I think it's so funny because in real life I'm constantly in need of protection. So I feel like I always need help. So it's weird to be playing roles like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that was one of the interesting things about Will is that he did have a sort of savior complex, and I think that that's something that drove a large part of his story forward and helped bring a lot of the Sense8s together. And I guess, I don't know, I'm really interested in guys like that.
Now, I hear that actors often play, the opposite characters than who they are in real life. We're going to dig into maybe that a little bit later in the show and hear from you guys on who you are as a person as opposed to an actor. So let's go on to Jamie. The museum scene made at AHS Junkie 4322, that's hard to say, made their eyes cry. They cried their eyes out for that scene, and wanted to know, Jamie, how you prepared for it.
Oh,
Without
wow.
giving any spoilers, of course.
Yeah, I mean, wow, well, I mean, by the time we shot it in Mexico, we'd already done it 3 months prior. So, I mean, that was sort of prep in that respect. But yeah, that scene was really, really, really hard. I remember I kept like after we would do a take, I kept leaving leaving the set and going off to the side, and Alessandro, who's our makeup artist, he kept having to like come over and he would just hold me. That was really, really, really tough. I mean, I don't know that I necessarily prepared for it in any way. I just sort of dove in and, you know, did the best that I could, and I'm really, really, really happy that people are resonating with what Miguel and I did with that. It's really special.
Do any of you, any of the others on the panel have, was there a scene that was really difficult for you to get through? Nobody wants to talk about it, of course.
I love that Max and Tina both just giggled at the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, all the scenes in India, it was very hot, like weather-wise. No, and of course, being spontaneous and singing and yeah, show all your skills, because the Wachowskis are famous for trying out things, and you want to please them as much as you can. So yes, there was sometimes, you know, the point where you felt a little challenged, also with getting emotional out of nothing. Yeah.
I think the last kind of sequence of scenes at the very end of the series, I won't say what they are, but that me and Brian were doing on the mountain in Iceland were both emotionally and physically quite hard. It was the coldest I think I've ever been in my life.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah. And then just, you know, I was strapped upside down in the body of a car at one point, and just kind of, quite grueling on your body and on your mind, but really nice challenge.
Yeah, like that last scene, we shot that last scene like in 2 different seasons, and then we went back and did a lot of it. The dialogue is looped, actually, because it was so windy that the live dialogue wasn't usable.
Don't take out the magic.
I know. But you know, I think it's, in a way, I liked it. It's looped because it does do something to the scene. But that was hard. I mean, just when I think I couldn't cry for like 3 or 4 months after that scene. Like, I was just empty. I was tapped out. As far
Your years of crying just leaked into that one moment.
Yeah.
I think just in general, doing double scenes and figuring out how you would be different in each different place. So me and Sun did it, and myself and Riley also did it. Tuppence and doing it. They're just changing the scenes in each location and how you might be a bit more comfortable, a bit more emotional in your environment versus someone else's environment, or you might be comforting someone else's in someone else's environment. So I found that kind of interesting, challenging, but then when I came to see it, it was really interesting how you just naturally changed in the different environment.
Yeah, I was wondering about that actually as I was watching it. For viewers who haven't yet watched, what you mean by double scene essentially is the fact that because of your ability, your senses, and your connection with the other characters, sorry?
They call it to visit, yeah.
Yes, to visit. You visit the other characters, and so you're literally in 2 places at once almost. So it definitely is an interesting, for us to watch as viewers. But I can imagine how odd, that is to play.
But how brilliant it was in the end, because it just worked really well in how it just changed you just completely.
Yeah.
Added a whole different dynamic.
I don't know about the hardest scene, but for me the easiest scene was in London when I was there for 2.5 weeks, and I went in the middle of the night after like hanging out for about 7-8 hours. I had to wake up from my sleep because I was sleeping all night, go into Riley's bed, wake up again, do I think that is the life.
More of that, please, right? Now, Duna, Bill Freeman wanted to know, actually, he said specifically that he has loved you since he saw you in Cloud Atlas. And now that you're doing this kick-ass stuff on Sense8, he's very, very impressed with you, and he was curious if you had martial arts skills before the show or if this was something you learned for the show.
Oh, yeah. I definitely learned that martial arts. Why? What did you say?
I said even I want to know.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Actors do that. We learn anything. I mean, we learn anything for the film, right? So, yeah, I
And
try.
do you use it to this day?
Sorry?
Do you use it in your personal life at all?
Yeah, no, I can use it.
She's doing it right now.
Yeah, I can beat anyone.
I want to say something about that because I was actually present while Duna was learning a lot of these fights in San Francisco. And it was so funny because she would be such a badass, and then like they'd finish the fight, the rehearsal, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." It was such a trip.
I know, yeah. It's for the film, yeah.
Speaking of learning things, we actually had a question from Tumblr asking what the show taught you. And Emil, why don't you talk about that?
Taught me. I mean, do you know what? One of the things that was great is just to kind of see the world from different people's lenses. I'm really kind of, that kind of took me on a journey, and also just to visit all of these different countries and how the simple things like how the production would work or how the culture reigns. I kind of was really informed by seeing the world in like places like Mumbai, which I never thought I would necessarily go to, or Seoul.
Right.
Just how extraordinarily different but alike everybody is at the same time. So those are some of the things I learned. The cultural complements of the world, and how much people should travel as well. I think that's really important. I think it kind of really opens up your diaspora as a person, you know. So I think those are the things I took away from it.
What about you, Max?
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same. Like, I never traveled that much in 1 year, and yeah, the circumstances that you're working there to made it happen that I really get to know the people, and this was very important to me to get in touch with people who could explain me what's really going on there, what is the country like, what is the mentality like, and stuff like that. And so you recognize that you're very small, and your problems you make up in your mind at home, you know, they relativate, something like that,
Jamie, what would you say your favorite place was to shoot?
Iceland.
Ooh.
I know, right? I know. Everybody's different.
Why did you love Iceland? What happened?
Why was it?
And
so...
Berlin. Berlin was great. Right, Brian?
Oh boy, Berlin. Yeah.
Oh, don't answer that without me asking a deeper question there. What happened in Berlin?
What happens in... No, it was amazing.
Like Vegas.
All right, well, we'll leave it at that and leave the viewers wondering. So you guys obviously get along fantastically. You all seem to be best friends for forever. Was this your first time to meet? Brian at House Fajad on Twitter asked what it was like the first time you met.
Wow, I mean, we had a big rehearsal in San Francisco where we all sat around and did a read-through, and oh, are you okay? Tina looks like she needs help.
Tina looks like she wanted to say something.
Talk about the dinner, and then, you know, and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
At the Italian restaurant. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we went to this, like, terrible restaurant, and it was...
that the Italian place the first night.
That's right, because I'm like, oh, you know, like I'm playing the cop, you know, like I guess I should be like, you know, the responsible one in the cast and try and get everyone out to this dinner. So we went out to this place. It was like a 15-minute walk in Chinatown in San Francisco, and it was terrible.
No, it was
really
okay.
Bad. But
And
we
then
had a great time.
we went back to the hotel. We got lost.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we like walked around the city, and you know, but that was all. It was all part of the bonding process, and in a way. it was a great preparation because there were so many moments like that in the show where the unexpected would happen, and you know, a scene that you thought was going to go a certain way went in a completely different, took a completely different path, or a city gave you a completely different experience than you were expecting. It just seemed to be the constant of working on this show, and it's sort of, we were set up perfectly that first night at that really bad Italian dinner.
So what you're telling me is that anytime a cast gets together for the first time, they should get lost.
Yes, I highly recommend it. Although Max took us to a great place in Berlin.
Oh, it was lovely, right?
Right, that was great.
Yeah. But I felt like so excited the first time we met each other, and yeah, trying to find out who is who, and what's behind, you know, the face is like very, very interesting, very exciting.
It didn't take long.
No, not at all, not at all. Huh?
Max, bro, do you remember when we were doing the auditions in London?
Yeah, and I met you.
And then I stood up
guy.
Out of the room.
Is he there for my role?
So did you guys meet and do the auditions together? Is that?
No, that was a coincidence, I would say.
Okay.
Me and Miguel, they brought us in together, and yeah, we didn't know about each other, but we just said hi to each other, and he was with his agent, and I was like all alone and very confused about what comes next. But yeah, very sympathetic.
I was sat next to Miguel on the plane over when we first flew over to San Francisco, and I hadn't seen anyone's picture, and I didn't know who the cast were, and I just sat down in my seat, and this like really loud Spanish guy sat next to me and was like asking for like a special kind of water, and I was like, well, he's got to be in the show. That's definitely going to be.
Sister, you can't tell the truth. I was trying to hit on Toppers all the trip. That he was part of the cast, and then I find out when we got in the airport that
who's shameless now? Who's shameless now?
All right, Tuppence. So if he was doing that, then when you saw him and you realized that, okay, now we have to work together, what was your first thought?
I just thought great because I thought he was really funny. On the plane, he was really making me laugh, and like within about 10 minutes, we were talking about really really personal things. But really, yeah.
That was my strategy.
Huh?
That was my strategy.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, now I know.
Strategy, you know.
All right, everyone knows. You just gave away your strategy, Miguel. You just gave it away to all of the viewers. So watch out for him. Oh, watch out for him. Now, Duna, everybody's sitting here cracking jokes and everything. Who would you say is the funniest cast member?
Funniest?
That's hard to say. Depends what kind.
Really. Yeah, what kind of funny? Actually, everyone's individually different.
It's okay, Dooney. You can just go ahead and say Jamie.
She's so polite.
Okay, Jamie. Jamie's and actually,
all right. Well, let's throw it
slightly funny.
Yeah, Adam. Adam's
Adam Shapiro.
All right, so let's jump on now into dive a little deeper into you guys as people and get a little personal, if you don't mind. So this is going to go to you, Brian. We'll start easy. We'll start with the social media aspect. Since this has been something that people have really latched onto in the social media scene, and this is a hangout based on viewers' questions, what has your social media experience been like throughout the show? Did it change because you were on the show? Did you do it before? Walk me through that.
I started getting into Twitter when I did Stargate Universe. Actually, my friend David Blue was a really big Twitter guy, and this was kind of before Twitter was a big thing. So he got me addicted to it, and I love interacting with the fans, and I especially love interacting with the fans on a show like this because it is about how we're all connected, and I really do feel that this show has got this other family that's come up and supported it and loved it and defended it, and that's been really surprising. I've never seen that before, and I've never heard so many people asking for a second season of anything I've ever done in my life. I mean, it's very unusual, the passionate response, and we hear it, and oh boy, we eat it up. We love it.
That's awesome. And Tina, I heard you in the pre-show talking a little bit about Twitter. I think I heard you mention something about that. Do you use Twitter or Facebook or Google+?
I'm on everything. I'm
Okay.
not. So but it's all in phases. You know, there are times when I'm on Twitter a little bit more. I find Instagram very interesting right now. I'm on Facebook, but that's only for friends because I say very unparliamentary things there. And there's Google Plus, but that's only because of my phone. So yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of everything, but Instagram is the highest.
And anybody else?
Sorry, but what I mean is, that there is a lot of interest after the show has come up, and so it's great fun to see the comments that come in, or the sort of fan art that's really interesting to see, the sort of pictures that people have been making, you know, the paintings, the sketches, whatever. It's really a great way to connect and see those things.
Absolutely.
I echo that. The fan art has been amazing. That's been incredible to see how much people are really invested in at the various moments, you know. And the quotes how many quotes people are coming up with, like poignant quotes from J. Michael and the Wachowskis writing, how much that kind of lives in the space of the social network, you know, people saying their favorite quotes and putting them on pictures. You know, I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. I've heard a lot of positive feedback from various fans about the writing of the show. And, you know, is that something that you guys really, as you're learning the lines and as you're going through the scripts, is it something you really take hold of, or does it almost have an after effect when people start reacting to that? Emil?
Oh, for me, I'm very aware when I'm reading it exactly what the Wachowskis are doing.
How powerful it is.
Yeah, because they kind of cut through the nonsense and they say things in very kind of I would say a mixture of simplicity, but also in a very kind of highbrow way that kind of cuts through all the cerebral nonsense and goes straight to the emotions and hearts of people, which I find like not a lot of people are brave enough to say a lot of the things they're saying. You know, a lot of the lines that the characters say throughout the series, not a lot of people are brave enough to write that and actually have it delivered. And I think that's what's kind of getting to people. You know, there's this real kind of mystical, cerebral element of, you know, us being connected, but very simple things of how can we all be a bit more one in the world. And I love that. That's kind of my proclivities as a person. You know, I'm kind of into that kind of thought, and that's what really connected me to the show.
All right, Miguel, you have a question from @SenseKala on Twitter. They wanted to know, every character has a skill, right? And so, you know, for instance, you can act. You're an actor in the show. How about that? But what is your skill that could help a Sense8 out when they're in trouble?
I guess it is being able to perform different characters and get information from people, or being able to, well, in the last episode, this is not, I cannot spoil, no?
Say again?
Can I spoil, or because I
absolutely.
Well, in the last episode, they used me to seduce a person to get information.
I don't know if we're allowed to do spoilers. We might want to steer clear of spoilers, but you know, maybe you could dive a little bit into it.
But you know, I always dream that if there's more things to come in the future, I would love to play like many different characters, like Lito used to play someone that gets information from people and plays many different roles, and the way he sees the characters, you know, which is always a bit cheesy. It's nice to see some cheese in the real world, like an overacted actor, you know, in the real life. That's what I want to play, because it was the funniest scenes for me. I remember when we were doing the scene in Iceland when I have to flirt with a girl in order to get the information of where Riley, in which room Riley is. So I remember that it was written that I was supposed to play like a doctor or a nurse or something like this. So I start to speak with the costume designer, and I said, okay, give me everything you got. Like, do you have a hat? Like a doctor's hat? Do you have something that I can use? Like, I don't know. I was asking for tools, and that was I had so much fun. I was having a lot of fun doing that.
Duna, what about you? Do you have a special skill? Well, obviously now you know martial arts, but do you have a special skill that would help a Sense8 out in trouble?
Well, I'm useless actually, but if you need any,
You are not, Duna.
when you need some ping pong or some archery, so I've been working on that kind of,
Wow, that's awesome.
Or cooking Korean food, or I don't know.
All right. So let's talk about your passions a little bit. I'd actually like to, if we have time, be able to talk to each of you about, outside of acting, what your passions are. What do you do to unwind at the end of the day after a long day at work? So let's start with Emil. We'll go left to right here.
What I do? I'm a big music person. I'm always playing music, like on set, around me. I can't stop playing music. I really love to dance. Grew up dancing, So music and dance is what I would do to relax.
What kind of music?
It's just an array of music, like from music from like the 1940s to modern music to music from UK rappers and singers. So it's just whatever, Spotify is now my new friend because I can actually go on there and actually find so much music that I'm like, oh gosh, So I kind of music and yeah. I'd say music and dancing is what I do to relax. Awesome. I'm into boxing, but there's about 2 or 3 badasses here. Like Miguel's a badass at boxing, and I know Max is a badass at like kicking the crap out of people. So those guys are pretty badass at that kind of stuff. But I'm into that as well. I like it.
Cool. Brian.
Oh gosh. Oh, you skipped a lot of people.
Not according to my screen.
Okay, I know that. I wasn't prepared. I love music too. I'm a really big reader. I'm reading. I'm going through. I don't know. I love like all sorts of. Max got me into techno music. I love techno now, which is.
Berlin.
Yeah, and I also love Bach. I'm kind of going through like a Bach phase right now. I'm reading this great book on him. Besides that, I'm really pretty boring. I mean, I pretty much sit in this chair all day with this little with my critter, and we just chill out.
Ah, cute.
All right, Duna, what about you? What are your passions? You touched on them just a second ago. Cooking, I heard. Archery.
Yeah, I love cooking, but I only cook Korean food, and I love baking. And I love flowers, and actually photography. I love film cameras and just love like walking around and taking pictures. And
do you prefer landscape or people?
I used to focus on the people, but now I don't know, getting old, and I feel more interested in landscape now. Yeah. Why? Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing. Maybe we'll see some of your photos posted on social media soon, huh?
Yeah, I actually started Instagram like 3 months ago.
Good.
And now I'm slightly starting. As if.
Well, everybody give her a word of encouragement on those photos, okay? Go head on over to her Instagram.
She takes great photos.
Jamie, how about you? What are your passions?
Just kidding.
Whoa! What happened? I missed something.
Well, I think from doing the show, it's I've been bitten by the travel bug, so I love to travel now. I don't know what else. This is weird.
Would you like us to move on to Max now?
Oh, okay, good.
I'm the next in line?
Yes.
I know. Well, it's so funny because on my screen I'm last.
Oh.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I apologize, guys. Yes, you're right. You are last on your own screen. I shouldn't have said left to right for that purpose. but hey, I got to keep you on your toes, right?
You do. I also love working out. You know, there's nothing better than going to the gym and working up a nice, moist sweat.
Oh.
And with that, Max.
Yes, I'm the same. Like I need to sweat sometime, and I do that in kickboxing. I have like a family expecting me when I come back, you know, to Berlin, and yeah, we all train together. And then I have a family, of course. I have a daughter, and yeah, I like to see her and spending time with my friends. And yes.
How old is your daughter?
She's 7 now.
Wow.
Mhm.
Cool. And Miguel.
When I'm not working.
You don't want to know.
Very interesting, you know, very like when I'm not working, I like to read some poetry sometimes.
Helps with those pickup lines, right?
No, I like to do sailboat.
Oh,
Sailing.
Sailing.
Sailing, boxing, surfing, and yeah.
You like photography? You would take
sometimes.
photos as well, yeah.
Yeah, I took some nice photos from Jamie in.
You got to post those.
Yeah, we'd love to see them.
Yeah, I will post them.
Awesome. So you do a lot in your spare time, it sounds like. How about you?
Yeah, shit. Sorry, oh god.
You can do that.
You like profanity in her spare time.
Tina likes getting attention in her spare time.
Sorry, yes. What do I do in my spare time? Well, I'm the latest resident driver at home. I've just got my car, and I think I'm very fond of driving. So anyone wants to go to the salon, anyone wants to go to the dry cleaners, anyone wants to visit a friend, I'm the driver. I take them around. But you know, there's no pattern. I do different things at different times. Sometimes I hang out with friends. Sometimes I'm watching movies nonstop. Sometimes I'm reading. Sometimes I used to play Farmville for hours 2 years ago. So you know, different things at different times.
Awesome. And we leave with you, Tuppence. What are your passions?
I mean, similar to others, I guess.
Tuppence, come on. Give us something.
What?
Give us something.
I'm gonna give you something. Wait. So I mean, I love reading and watching films, but I also recently have got really into taxidermy, and I've started a course. I'm kind of really fascinated by anatomy, and it's really interesting learning like about the different ointments you can use, and you know, how you pose an animal, and yeah. So I guess that's one of the things, and I love to go out for a dance too.
Tuppence, stay away from my dog.
I was just eyeing her up.
I remember once when Tuppence and I we had a lot of time together because there was many scenes that we didn't work, and we had a lot of walks together. And I remember the time when she told me, "I'm gonna do taxidermy."
Nice again.
She told me, yes, I'm gonna. I like dead animals and putting things inside, and I thought, okay, I'll see you later, okay, bye.
Awesome. Well, so everybody has their own passions, their own ways of coming down at the end of the day and kind of getting back to that stable person inside, right? So that's always important, regardless of what it is.
Scary when it comes to Tuppence, kind of scary.
thank you guys so much. We're out of time, but we really I appreciate that you've taken the time to spend with not only me but all the viewers around the world who love and adore you. You know, to you viewers, thank you so much for joining us for this this time with the actors and the cast of Sense8. Be sure to keep tweeting them, keep talking to them on social media, let them know what you're loving, and keep encouraging them. As you can hear from this discussion today, they love it, and they love to get to know you guys. So make sure, if you haven't seen the show, what are you waiting on? Go watch it. It's on Netflix, so go subscribe and watch that. It is available now. So, all right, thank you guys so much. Say bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Obrigado. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Gracias.
Bye.
Bye. Arigatou 감사합니다.
Cheers.
Gracias.
감사합니다. Bye. Te amo.
Bye.
Bless.
Not bad. We survived that one.
Yay, that was